what good is any of that crap going to do you? Okay, even cash.
Right.
It's not going to mean anything.
Hello, Silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. And now for something that's interesting and thought-provoking. Hey, if you enjoyed today's video, which I really think you will, be sure to subscribe if you're not currently a subscriber. And while you're at it, hit that little bell icon so you're alerted to the next video. I make videos that are a little bit out of the ordinary, and if you enjoy this kind of thing, also be sure to hit that like button before you leave. Thanks for watching. All right, so I had an idea.
Oh no.
And it's a little different. I kind of wanted to get your reaction on a movie. Did you happen to see the movie, what's the name of it, honey?
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind. Have you heard of that movie?
Mm-mm.
All right, it's kind of an apocalypse story. And by the way, spoiler alert, in case anybody here...
We all die? No,
Kinda.
Kinda, okay.
It's kind of like the beginning of the end.
Okay.
For the human race, or at least for this country.
Okay.
And so there's a lot left to the imagination of who could be behind it. But again, spoiler alert, if you plan on watching this show, you might want to click off right now. But I kind of wanted to get your reaction on one scene in particular.
Okay.
So I was watching this movie, Mrs. T and I were laying in bed watching this movie, and the scene came on, and we thought of you.
Oh God. Okay, you're laying in your bed with
Well, I
your wife
didn't mean
and you
it
think
that
of
way.
me. I'm sorry, it's just funny. She's here so I can make this joke.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to switch over a little bit. Mrs. T, I'm going to ask you for your phone so we can record.
Okay.
And I'm going to show Sherry the scene from this movie and see if we can't get your reaction on it.
Okay.
And maybe some thoughts.
Is this a movie on Netflix or what?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix?
Yep.
Okay. I'll have to
And
watch it.
starring, let's see, Julia Roberts,
Okay.
who, oh my gosh, that woman cannot dance worth a darn. She has a dancing scene. Oh, I'm like, I thought I had no rhythm, but man, oh man. But anyway, Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon,
I love
who
Kevin
everybody
Bacon.
loves from over the decades,
Yeah.
and one other famous actor whose name I can't remember right now. But it was really, the acting was good. A couple other good actors as well. But let me show you this scene
Okay.
here, so that the
Oh my God, he looks old.
yeah. Let me set it up a little bit for you. So,
Okay.
the proverbial STHF scenario
Okay.
is playing out throughout the movie. It started like everything's nice weekend for a getaway, and the stuff hit the fan, and the whole world is going to hell, and people are trying to maneuver to figure out what they can do to protect themselves and their families.
Okay.
Well, there's a couple different families that join together through a weird circumstance, and one of the kids gets sick.
Oh.
And so one of the family members knows that the guy down the road's a prepper, and he's been storing water and everything else. The man's a prepper. And so all of a sudden they need medicine that they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who might have it? The prepper down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And the prepper down the road, well, he is not really willing,
Yeah, I can't see him giving anything up.
yeah, ready to cough up his goods,
Right.
which makes perfectly good sense.
Right.
And one of the lead characters, the dad,
Okay.
gives this little speech here.
He has some medicine that can help him.
We can pay. Say, $1,000?
Cash might not mean much if the government falls.
Well, the whole network's down. My credit cards aren't gonna work. There's no Venmo or Apple Pay. I mean, cash might be the only thing that means something. My son's really sick. He needs your help. He's 16 years old.
All right, well, there is the scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what the heck are you going to do with your iPhone at that point?
Right.
And when...
I've said that.
Yeah.
I've said that in previous videos. I have said that. What good is any of that crap going to do you? Okay, even cash.
Right.
It's not going to mean anything.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like I was shouting at the TV like, silver. That's what you barter with.
Right, but that'll come after a while, and once people start getting used to and realizing what's going on. Your immediate needs are going to be food, shelter, clothing, water, ammunition,
medicine.
Yep. Those are your immediate needs. Okay, if you have that, then you're going to be good. Okay, but as far as having gold and silver and things to barter with, okay. That's going to come down the road.
That's if you survive.
Those
first crucial months, maybe even years.
Right.
Mrs. T and I also thought about seeds. Because if you're going to survive through the growing season, you're going to need something to plant to get you through.
Because you're going to need to be able to create your own food. You're not going to be able to go to the grocery store. You're not going to be able to, call Uber Eats and have something delivered to you. That's not how that's going to work. So
exactly. Yeah, and here's the scary thing about this movie. What led up to
the shit show? What led up to the shit show?
SHTF scenario was a whole series of things that were totally plausible. Satellites got knocked out, electrical grid, and basically chaos was created because our electronics failed us. And the TV turns off, and your phone's not working. I mean, who even has radio anymore?
Right.
But could that work? No. And once communications were down, people went into total panic mode.
Right.
And there were also some very fascinating things about like systems that we rely on, navigation systems, things like that.
Yeah.
What happens to all the planes in the air, the ships, the oil tankers in the sea,
Right.
what happens in that scenario. But here's the freaky thing. Two of the producers of and this might be why a lot of people haven't seen it, and it's been a kind of a turnoff for a lot of people. The Obamas were involved with the production of this movie, which makes me think, Barack Obama for 8 years was in the know about everything on the planet.
Right.
And if he's advising the producers of this movie,
right.
He's telling them things that could potentially happen. He's probably been briefed on.
And I believe that 110%. The scenario, whatever scenario that they came up with, okay, it could be a solar storm, it could be a nuclear thing, it could be the Chinese or the Russians decide to knock the grids all down. There's a million different scenarios that can happen. But you can count on it that at some point in time, something similar to this is going to happen. I don't know what scale it's going to happen at, but it's going to happen. So how does everybody react to it? Everybody's going to react different. So
I did a little bit of a YouTube search afterwards, and a lot of people who are in the know about these things, experts in these fields, they all say the same thing, exactly what you just said. It's not a matter of if, it's just only when. And some of the people throughout the world who study these things say that it would make COVID look like child's play.
Well, and that's the thing. There was rumors, and you don't know what to believe or not when COVID came around. Okay, was this a test run for something bigger as far as data is concerned? Very possible. Who knows? Something like that could happen. Is it going to be a test run?
Yeah.
Another. I don't know. Nobody knows. But it's going to happen eventually. Something is going to happen.
I guess for me, the moral of the story here is in me having a conversation with a coin shop owner, and everyone knows that I stack and I collect, and
but none of this means anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
I guess the bottom line for me is it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some tubes of mercury dimes and silver quarters. What does that possibly hurt to have in stash in your house? It doesn't hurt anything.
No.
And it might, in the worst of the worst scenarios that will eventually play out, it might help you, might save your life. And I don't want to sound like one of those big tinfoil hat people. No. But I guess the bottom line is it wouldn't hurt to have it.
No.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for humoring me.
I'm gonna have to watch this movie tonight now.
Yeah, sorry to give you all the spoilers, but it is.
No, you didn't give me the spoilers. Did everybody die?
No, I won't tell you that.
You won't tell me,
but
thanks.
I will tell you this. Weird things happen, and All right, I'll give you one
So
of
it's
these.
not like the zombie apocalypse thing. It's not a bunch of zombies.
No,
Okay,
no.
all right.
Some of the methods of warfare that
sure.
are portrayed in this movie have actually been used, and they're alternative methods of warfare. It's not bullets and, well, I guess that is a spoiler, but it's not like Red Dawn scenario, that movie from way back in the day. These are alternative warfare methods that exist right now and have been used on people.
Nice.
A perfect example is, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but there was a situation where some of our diplomats went to Cuba and were attacked in a very covert way. And this movie talks about the idea, maybe that could happen on a large scale.
Sure.
Maybe what happened to those folks in Cuba, what if that happens on a large scale?
Sure.
What the heck do you do? But it is very thought-provoking, and the thing that makes it the most fascinating to me is, like, this is all believable. It's not aliens, it's not the typical apocalypse, a virus that turns people into zombies.
Right,
It's
right.
things that could potentially happen.
I'm sure. You know, let's keep bringing AI in. Come on. You want to see all these grids and shit come down? Yeah, keep bringing AI. So who knows? You know what? It's going to happen eventually. It's just a point of when, how bad it's going to be. How are you prepared to handle it?
All right. Well,
How much tinfoil you have to put over your windows?
after all that, I think I'm in the mood to shop for some silver.
Okay.
Yeah, on that note.
On that note.
Yeah, well, thanks for the time, Cher.
Thanks, guys.
Now, before I show you what I purchased, a special shout out and thank you to these channel members who support my efforts to bring you videos just like this one. And thank you for watching. Now, let me show you what I purchased over at Sherry's shop. Take a look at that silver shield and a little bit of gold. How about that for a variety? And a 5-ouncer JM. Gotta like that. Now, I happen to have a particular affinity for animals, and you can see here you've got a little bit of an animal theme, including the Pegasus 2-ouncer there, and some Queen's Beast, and hey, there was a Kraken, and take a look, nice stuff, me including that, and some silver for the old furnace. Thanks for watching, and queued up, here's a couple more videos you may enjoy. See?